He found her outside in the cold, scared, soaking wet, and alone. He gave her food, a bed, and safety. But what he didn't know was that she was the missing daughter of one of the richest men in the country. And when the truth came out, everything changed. Asterisk rain pours under a flickering streetlight. A man in a worn hoodie opens his front door to find a young girl standing in soaked clothes. Tyrone James was a mechanic, single father, hardworking, quiet, trying to raise his 10-year-old son in a world that rarely gave second chances to men like him. That night, as thunder rolled over the city, he heard a knock on the door. Not a tap, a desperate knock. And there, she was a girl, no older than 9, soaking wet, shivering, barefoot. She didn't speak, just stared at him, eyes wide with fear. Asterisk Tyrone wrapping the girl in a blanket, giving her soup. She sits quietly, barely eating. He didn't ask questions, didn't call the cops, didn't demand answers. He simply said, "You're safe now. You can sleep here tonight." He gave her food, a blanket, and the guest bed his wife used to sleep in before cancer took her away. She didn't say a word. Not until midnight. When Tyrone walked past the room, she whispered, "Thank you. I'm not used to kindness." The next morning, the girl eats pancakes with Tyrone's son. She smiles faintly for the first time. Her name was Ellie. That was all she'd say to no last name. No details. Just Ellie. She had bruises on her arms. Old ones. And eyes that looked far older than her age. But what stunned Tyrone the most was how gentle she was with his son. How she taught him to tie his shoes. How she hugged him, like she hadn't touched love in years. A news broadcast flashes. On TV, millionaire's daughter missing for 4 days. That evening, while watching the news, Tyrone dropped his fork. On screen was a photo. The same girl, Ellie, clean, brighter, in expensive clothes. Headline, "Missing, daughter of billionaire Carter Whitmore. For days gone. Suspect abduction." Tyrone's chest tightened. The girl he'd welcomed into his home was the daughter of one of the richest men in the country. Tyrone pacing in the kitchen, phone in hand. Ellie peeks from the hallway, worried. Tyrone could have stayed silent. He could have waited. People like him, black, working class, didn't get the benefit of the doubt. The cops could twist it. The media could twist it. He could lose everything. But then he looked at Ellie and realized she didn't need a millionaire. She needed someone safe. He made the call. Police cars. Paparazzi. Tyrone standing calmly as officers speak to him. Ellie holds his hand, crying. The news went viral within hours. Black man found with rich girl. Is this a kidnapping or a miracle? Why did the daughter run away? Reporters flooded his house. Neighbors whispered. But through it all, Ellie held his hand. And when her father, Carter Whitmore, arrived in a black SUV surrounded by bodyguards, she ran behind Tyrone, clung to his leg, screamed, "I don't want to go back." A courtroom. A judge. A rich man arguing with his lawyer. Ellie sits beside a social worker, clinging to a photo of Tyrone's family. Ellie told everything. Her father wasn't a monster, but he was absent. She was raised by staff, guards, tutors. No warmth. No hugs. No bedtime stories. And the night she ran away, she overheard her father say, "Send her to boarding school. I'm tired of babysitting." She packed a backpack and walked into the storm, looking for someone who cared. Tyrone and Ellie sitting at a park bench. A lawyer hands him an envelope. Inside is a custody paper signed. Carter Whitmore never apologized, but he made a decision that he gave full custody of Ellie. To Tyrone, he said, "She smiles with you. I've never seen that in my house." And just like that, a mechanic became a father to 2 kids. One by blood, one by bond. Sometimes, the richest child isn't looking for money. She's looking for a meal, a hug, a safe place to sleep. And sometimes, the poorest man is richer than any millionaire, in heart, in spirit, and in love. If this story moved you, don't scroll past. Like, share, and subscribe to help us tell more stories that prove love knows no class, no color, just kindness. Because sometimes, family is the person who opens the door when no one else will.